Things Motoring is owned and brought to you by CHANGECARS, South Africa's trusted online vehicle platform. Whether you're looking to buy, sell or just need advice, visit changecars.co.za.
This week on All Things Motoring, we continue our journey through cars in the park and chat to some passionate car owners, as well as the Chatsworth Ford Club and Lada Owners Club of South Africa. With an expected 2,000 cars on display and over 12,000 spectators, Zwartkorps Raceway has a lot going on today. Cars in the Park is put together by the Pretoria Old Motor Club. It is an amazing event that is a great day out for the family. It is by far the biggest show of its kind in the country and has been running since the early 1980s. With everything ranging from the 1900 classics to the supercharged hair raisers, we're not short of amazing cars to see.
I've mentioned previously on the show the incredible support we get from KZN. Today I have the absolute privilege of chatting with Logan from the Chatsworth Ford Club up here at Cars in the Park, all the way from KZN especially. What brings you here?
We've come out here to view the cars, and it's the same passion of what we got. We got the Fords in Chatsworth, in Durban, and it's the same cars out here. So we wanted to see the broader range of vehicles. Yeah. Well, like in Gauteng now, you see more vehicles here.
Of course.
At a broader range. Yeah.
Now, your club, roughly how many members?
We've got about 120.
And how many of them have come up with you today?
We've got about 15.
15. Yeah. That's fantastic. And now this particular vehicle we're looking at, tell us a little bit about the Ford Capri V8.
It's a Capri. It came out in the 70s, early 70s. And the V8s mainly came with the Basil Green's conversions, the Piranhas.
Yes.
Yeah, very sought after vehicle. You can't find them.
So now if I was looking for a vehicle like this, I've got 100,000 rand to spend, what are my chances?
Too
less
less.
than zero.
Too less, you can't get it.
What would something like this be going for today?
If you can find it, about 200, 250,000. That's if you can find it.
Yeah.
But most of the cars are getting exported. Yeah. Exported overseas at very high values.
Because the South African cars are just so clean and such good value?
The Gauteng cars.
Gauteng cars in particular?
Not much of the Durban cars.
Right. Now yourself personally, what is your personal favourite in the Ford range?
I collect the Ford Fairmonts, the Australian Fairmonts, the Fairlanes and the Rancheros. And I got a Galaxy, I got a F350. The F350, yeah.
No way.
Those are what I collect. But I haven't seen an F350 on the ground today.
Yeah.
I haven't seen an F350.
Now I know the F250, the difference between the F250 and F350?
Double wheel in the back.
Double wheel in the back.
Double wheel in the back. And the Galaxy, I've got a 69 Galaxy, left-hand drive, 2-door. I haven't seen one yet.
Amazing.
And then last month we went for Cars in the Park in Pietermaritzburg. I haven't seen that two vehicles there as well. So it builds that drive between us to say, hey, I've got two cars that no one else got.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, is there a lot of interaction between the various Ford clubs across the country, or do they keep to themselves?
No. Like we are quite close with the Phoenix Ford Club. They are also here. And when they come to, like the Phoenix is on the north side of Durban, we are on the south side.
Yes.
So when they come to Chatsworth for whatever reason, they meet with us. They meet with us, and when we go to their areas, and today we networked with the Gauteng Ford Club, and there's another Ford Club from another suburb that we met down the road.
Yeah.
They were also very, very warm.
Yes.
Very warm people, because cars bring people together.
Of course.
And we've had a lot of warm experiences.
What I've noticed is people like yourself, people around you, are keen to share the experiences.
Yes.
This is your pride and joy. This is your passion. You want to share it with people.
And especially in the car clubs, when you're looking for a part, a buddy will always help you. But if you're looking for a part out of the club, it's very expensive and hard to get.
Now, talking about maintenance, most of these cars, are they being maintained by the owners themselves, or is there a specific individual who looks after these classic Fords in KZN?
It works both ways.
Yeah.
You get some individuals who are mechanically minded. They would say it is built, not bought.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's a lovely saying.
It's built, not bought. So they build it up themselves. It comes to the body work, maintenance, putting modified parts together. they do it themselves.
And yourself, Logan, your knowledge of mechanical, 'cause I can tell you, look at my nails. My nails don't lie.
Okay.
I know nothing about this. I know it's got oil, couldn't change oil.
On my vehicles, the Fairmonts, the Fairlanes and the Rancheros, I understand them. But I'm not a qualified mechanic or a qualified panel beater, but I understand all the basics of it. So I can do half the work myself, but the balance of it I will bring in outside out.
Yeah. Now, a Ford Ranchero, a competition for the Chev El Camino of the same year. How popular are the Rancheros in South Africa?
They are quite popular.
All V8s?
No, they came straight six as well.
Straight six as well.
Ford and the Chev were competing at the same time with those two vehicles. Both are popular.
Amazing, amazing.
Both are popular.
Logan, thanks for taking the time to speak to us.
Pleasure.
I appreciate it and look forward to seeing you next year.
Yeah, come to Durban and network with us. We will take you around.
I'll take that
We'll
invite
host you,
seriously.
we'll host
Thank
you in
you.
Durban. We'll take you around.
As a self-confessed Audi fan, when I grow up, I have a dream, and that is to own a Volkswagen like this. They call this a original splitty. So splitty means the split windows. To me personally, this car is roughly 60 years old. This car is so ahead of its time, it's actually almost mind-boggling. In so many ways, car development has gone forward, and we know it's gone forward, but to have an iconic vehicle like this, 10-seater, fun bug, love bug, you call it what you like. When you think of the Woodstock Festival, this is the first vehicle that comes to mind. Andre, what do you think of this car show today?
Well, I must say it's one of the biggest car shows. This is the one that attracts the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
Cars in the Park, thank you very much. And to Swartcorp Racing, thank you very much. And
What an incredibly well-run event. The place is clean, it's organized. There's not a single thing that you can fault here. This show's been off air for 2 years due to COVID. You can only imagine what's going to happen from now until 2032.
absolutely, you know, the one thing I've seen many events, guys are coming with classic cars. Remember, it's not the new technology.
Correct.
Where a car just can ride and electronic fans kick in. Guys, cars overheat, and here it is extremely well organized. Cars flow in beautifully. The turnout is beautiful.
Exceptional.
I'm standing in a t-shirt, me and you. And, the weather's awesome. So well done to everybody, and thank you very much to you guys at 189.
What I consider one of the most sought after cars in South Africa, the Lancia brand. How many of these roughly would be available in South Africa, would you imagine?
So a good 4 or 5 of them that are
As
really good with.
little as that?
Absolutely.
Now,
Yeah.
if this car got sold, would it more than likely leave our shores?
I think there's a very good chance it would. I think the European market, they want their cars back.
And they want their cars back, and being left-hand drive. Now, driving a car like this every day, you're standing in a queue, it's idling, no overheating problems.
Not at all. Nothing. Not at a day's problem with it. I think the only issues are really parts.
Yes.
But other than that,
Now, for
never
our
let me
viewers,
down.
what engine has this got in it?
2 litre.
2 litre?
2 litre turbo. Yeah, it's rock solid. Really enjoy it.
Awesome.
Good nice
Dean,
motor drive.
appreciate the opportunity. Lovely seeing you
Awesome.
here. And all the best with us.
Great. Hope
Nice
to see you
to
on the
meet you.
road in the Monte Carlo, but
Appreciate it. Take
Right.
care.
Cheers, man.
man. So I'm chatting with Craig and Liam. Liam, tell us a little bit about this particular example behind us.
So this is a Lotus Exige S2. It's supercharged, and we've done a few mods towards it, like our exhaust system. We've got a Pro Alloy intercooler.
Like it didn't have enough power already for its incredible weight. What does this car weigh?
About 930 kgs.
That is incredible. So Liam, this particular vehicle, roughly 0 to 100,
It's 4.1 seconds.
and I hope not in your hands. I don't say that disrespectfully.
No, he still needs to do some advanced driving before he takes this one around the track.
I'm sure. Now the Lotus brand, we're running around here. There's fans of everything from Alfa Romeo to Volvo and everything in between. And Lotus literally is in between. Where does the love for the Lotus brand come from for you?
Correct. I've had a couple of sports cars through my life, and they varied from Porsche 911s to the TTRSs, but this is a dynamic vehicle, no power steering, no creature comforts, pure direct control.
Literally, when they say fly by the seat of your pants, this is that. It's like flying an old aeroplane, apparently.
That's correct. Very direct. So we thought, let's try something different, get a Lotus, and absolutely loved it.
For people who share the love of the Lotus brand, like you, parts backup, availability of spares, servicing, what is that like?
Look, Lotus Daytona have opened up again since the previous Lotus closed shop, but it's basically a Toyota 2ZZ motor, so most of the Toyota parts fit this vehicle.
And you don't get better than Toyota parts in terms of availability.
Correct, very reliable. It's pretty much oil change. It's very simple. It's not expensive at all.
Good.
And the more unique parts I have to have brought in from overseas, and they do hit you with import duties, but to have something that's historically a collectible, it's decent.
Now, a question for both of you. I mentioned a Lotus aficionado. I'm looking for a Lotus Esprit Turbo. What are the chances of finding either the original, the 77 James Bond as we know it, or the second rendition of that which came in 1995? Are there any in South Africa to the best of your knowledge?
According to some of the guys in our club, yes, there are one or two, but I haven't personally seen them myself. They are rare. So
I can imagine.
If you do get one, grab it.
Sure. So I hope you've enjoyed the interview. The right thing to do to say thank you is say, Mike, here's the keys, take her for a drive. Lovely chatting to you.
Mike, take the keys, they all fit.
Thank you, and I appreciate that.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you. What a thing of beauty. I'm chatting with the owner, Charles, here. Porsche replica, the 550, made famous by the icon that is James Dean. Tell us a little bit about this particular example, Charles.
So this is a replica. It's a 550, obviously. The fiberglass kits are from Universal Products, and it takes you about 6 hours to spend money quickly. Let me just go forward again.
Sure. Yeah.
Can you hear about the noise?
So now we're in the crowd here, we're moving forward.
Yep.
I feel like I'm at a motor racing circuit, being driven around by a celebrity. Charles, tell us a little bit about this particular example. How long have you had it?
I've had it for 7 years. I built it with Garth from Universal. It was an unfinished project.
Yeah.
And we rebuilt it, and this was number 1 off his production line.
Yeah.
From this, Garth has made about 30 units that's supplied to UK, Germany. As I explained, it's got France's Combi Type 4.
But it sounds so good. When you listen to that engine, it sounds like an air-cooled box-tab engine.
Yeah.
Now, a question for you. Whenever you drive this, does somebody stop you, wanting to know about it, wanting to buy it, wanting to chat to you about it?
Everybody stops, and everybody doesn't know that, as you said, this is James Dean's legend.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to buy it, but if you're going to buy this and you don't enjoy twinkering with this, then you're going to be so upset with it, because when you ever go out on a run, you come back home and there's always something wrong, but you've got to have the love for mechanics.
But isn't that part of the fun, like literally?
Exactly.
Some people take pleasure from cleaning their car, other people take pleasure from twinkling with their car.
Yes.
Awesome.
And then you get some extremists that aren't happy with where the badges are. That's nice to know, because you know you made a mistake, so when you come to respray it again, you'll make it right. But yeah, I drive with this thing. A friend of mine's got an AC Cobra. We'll drive from midstream to Hartlepool Sport Dam. He fills up once. I get there and come back, and I still got petrol.
Incredible. Been lovely chatting to you, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm not going to tell you something you already know. You can be super proud. I promise you, I feel like I've gone back in time when I'm such a, specifically this position.
Oh, fantastic.
Thanks for the opportunity.
You're welcome. Good, thank you.
Talking of cars that excite, the name Carman Gear, it is just so, and I use the word often, iconic. but iconic it truly is. And again, the one behind me, just in the most incredible condition. Just looking at this immaculate Ford Laser 1600i Sport, wow, what memories it brings back. In 1991, when I started in the motor trade, this was a highly sought after car, and trust me, it's probably even more sought after today. Looked good, drove good, sounded good, perfect balance. Just chatting with Marisa with the most immaculate, beautiful condition, 1971 280 SL. Marisa, how long have you had this beauty for?
27 years.
And I guarantee you're going to keep it for the next 27. Would you ever sell a car like this?
No, except if I need the money. I always say it's my old age home money.
I've spoken to a few people and I've just said, if ever you sell this car, please don't let it leave South Africa.
No.
This is the kind of car that has to stay here.
I agree.
What amazes me is everybody's in the queue, no overheating, no mechanical problems. It's like your everyday driver.
It's perfect. I've done it over 12 years ago, and I got the carpets from Germany.
Yeah.
Because you get straight here and you get around here.
Yes.
So they went to get the specs when they made it, so I tried to make it exactly the same. The old cars, you can see it closes up here.
Yes.
This one, the others go straight through, so I try to keep everything original.
And I must compliment you, this car fits you perfectly.
Oh, thank you.
Style for style.
Thank you.
Lovely chatting to you, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Have a lovely day.
8 hours ago we left the airport in Moscow. We've now arrived in sunny Siberia, chatting with Remco about the incredible product that so few South Africans know about, Lada.
These little 4x4s came to South Africa in the early 2000s, so 1999 till about 2003, then they stopped bringing them in.
Who was the importer at the time, do you recall?
Well, I don't recall. We got a specialist guy who's actually from Bulgaria, Fence. I hope he's going to watch as well. He knows all that info. Only thing I know, these things are very capable. Short wheelbase, 4x4, very basic, no electronics. If you'll brake, but you will never break down. You always get home. And yeah, we play around with these things. Lots of people don't know these vehicles. We try to promote these vehicles with the club, because there are quite a few still on the road. I believe last time when they checked, there's still 900 of them registered on the South African roads.
That would be almost the vast majority, surely, of what was originally brought in.
No, I think 1/3, eh?
1/3?
1/3, yeah, because we can't get parts. It's all Russian. Guys strip them and sell the parts. So we try to stop that. We do have a supply line from the Ukraine. However, of course, now with the problems happening there, that's also more challenging, yeah. But yeah, that's...
If I take this vehicle behind me, when did it come out? More or less, 50s, 60s, 70s? In Russia?
Late 50s, early 60s, that's how it came out. And it came out as the body as you see. Of course, the interior and the engines have changed over the years, but they still come out of the factory as you see them here.
So the fundamentals have not changed?
Absolutely.
When they say if it ain't broken, don't fix it?
True, yeah.
Now, the Lada Club in South Africa, active? I mean, I see must be 25 vehicles here today. How active is the club?
Yeah, we active. It was more active before COVID. COVID stremmed it down, but we used to have the national gatherings once a year, which was quite nice, because then the guys from Durban, Cape Town, Gauteng, you name it, came from all over, and it's lekker to meet guys from Cape Town or Durban.
Beautiful.
Although the Durban guys, you know, they come with their rusted vehicles, so we would often help them out. But no, it was fun. But we are getting there slowly again with Get Together days. But yeah, it's Get Together, so often it's 2 vehicles or maybe a little bit more, but it's becoming more popular.
But now you say about the guys from across the country, there's always a shared common passion, and the common passion is to be different. I mean, what makes you love the Lada product?
To be honest, not only to be different, also cheap. These cars you pick up for 25,000 rand. You do need to be a bit mechanical because you need to work on the car itself, but it's cheap. If we get parts from the Ukraine or suppliers from overseas, the parts are cheap. So we buy these things for that cheap, and afterwards enjoy a beer while the other guys are still paying off their most expensive Land Cruiser. So yeah.
Now you spoke about very, very capable, incredibly short wheelbase. Off-road systems, very rudimentary, or do they have diff locks? What do they have?
Everything is manual, so it's a permanent 4x4, and everything is manual. So your diff lock is a manual gear lever that you put in there. Nothing is electronic. There are a few laders in the country that have aircon. I had one, I took it out. I wanted basic.
Awesome. Cold like it is in Russia.
Yeah, indeed.
Lovely to meet you.
Awesome.
I really appreciate the opportunity.
You're welcome. Thanks,
And to our fans, give this wonderful brand a little bit of a closer look. Jeff, tell us a little bit about the story behind this.
Okay, there was an old man in Bloom who had a collection, and unfortunately he passed away. Then the kids and the estate, they tried to sell all the estates, and then that's how we got the hold of this.
Is it fair to say a car like this you will never sell?
Definitely will never sell.
This is the kind of car I'll say to people, whatever it's worth today,
yes,
you can be sure in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years, it will just continue to double.
Yes.
Now, compared to a modern car, how does this feel?
Wow, it's a dream. I'm telling you what. He was in a what do you call it, C-Class C63S, and I told him just come here and tell me the difference between the ride. He's in heaven now.
Amazing. But you can see you enjoy driving it. I made the comment, you're sitting on the wrong side of the road.
Exactly.
Now driving a left-hand drive, I've never driven a left-hand drive in earnest in South Africa. I've driven it a little bit. How difficult is it, or is it you get used to it quick?
You know, the difficult part about the left-hand drive is just overtaking.
Yes.
Because you can't see the cars when they're coming. That's the only part. Well, I guess maybe it's personal, but according to me.
So do you always have a co-driver with you when you're overtaking?
No. I always move to the left, right a bit, then I hit the car.
But with this beautiful 500 VA, a 5-litre V8, you've got the power to do that.
I've got the power to do that. Have you seen the windows?
There is no windows, Jack.
No, there are. There's no. It's called pillarless. I'll just roll them up for you. There's the back one going up.
Unbelievable.
Nice, and the front one. There we go. I'm rolling it again.
Unbelievable.
That's it.
Japs, thank you very much.
Not a problem. Yes.
Japs, lovely to meet you guys. Wishing you well. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Not a problem.
And I appreciate the opportunity. Cheers, guys.
Thank you very much.
Nobody born in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s or 2010s or 20s will not know about this beautiful car. Peugeot 404. Whenever I think of the French brand Peugeot, this is the car that comes to mind for me. Just an exceptional car that has stood the test of time. My vision and my dream is that All Things Motoring becomes a show of the people and literally for the people. From the outset, the simple aim was to make it easy to watch and follow with no rigid pattern and most definitely no agenda. In this regard, please visit the site allthingsmotoring.co.za and on the Contact Us section, tell us what you would like to see on the show. Equally, if you and 300 of your closest friends would like to be on the show as a guest or a fan, we would value that so much.
All Things Motoring would like to thank all our guests for participating and being so willing to get involved in the show. We look forward to seeing you all next week.
All Things Motoring is owned and brought to you by CHANGECARS, the platform buyers trust with good reason. CHANGECARS works exclusively with the best manufacturer-approved dealerships. There's no safer online vehicle platform in South Africa.